Yeah, excited for the next challenge. Familiar face to a lot of people with Pat Chambers coming back. Did a outstanding job at Penn State in his time there, and now is made his way to the Sunshine State and doing a great job at a program that's got very good recent history and tradition in Florida Gulf Coast. You see his touches, what he likes all over this team. With Philly guys, the way they play is not a lot different than what he was doing at Penn State. We expect a tough, hard-nosed team that is very good at what they do. They're going to mix up defenses. With some pressing. They've got a terrific point guard that goes back to the way his teams played. At Penn State with some grittiness and toughness. This team shoots it very, very well. They've got a four-man who shoots it. They're going to be extremely aggressive on the offensive glass. I think they had 25 offensive rebounds in their game the other night. So a team we know a lot about in terms of knowing the style that Pat plays, but a team that's going to be one of the best in their conferences in their conference, and one we'll have to play well.
Any update on Andre, or just how much progress he's making, how close he is to making?
Yeah, he still hasn't been through an entire practice. We're monitoring his involvement in practices. We're trying to find out the perfect amount for that. That'll be a game time decision. Everything is reactionary to the workload that he does the day before, and see what that's like. It didn't work last week, and so we'll see or last game. So we'll see what a couple days off, and then some work this week. We'll see what that looks like. Mihail's still out, fighting the hamstring. So, and then Brandon's got a really good lower sprain in his ankle, and pretty black and blue. So he will not play either.
When you get to the point where you are making a decision tomorrow about Andre, what's the tipping point to make it a yes or a no?
Yeah, that's all. I'll be honest. I don't know that. That's between them and the doctors and him and Justin Games, our trainer. It's about soreness, and I would assume, and the ability not to have further aggravation while we're on the mending process. It's getting better, and we sure don't want a setback. So that's they make those and tell me yay or nay.
Maybe it's obvious, but on a night where you made 17 threes, since shot selection has been an emphasis, does that mean it was good shot selection?
Yeah, we didn't play very good offensively, to be very honest with you, especially in the second half. We were good in the first half. We call it playing to shape and our space. We got a little out of kilter in the second half. We shared it. We did a lot of positive things. I thought we didn't run as hard in the second half. I think we only had 21 points under 7. But we can't fall in love with the fact that we made shots, and then we got a lot of our misses back, which I am encouraged by, because that's something we're really emphasizing. I think we got 65% of our missed threes back. That's one of the things we've got to continue to emphasize and grow on is that end of it. But we've worked really hard on some things here in the last few days that we know we'll see. that will be different. Just from a size standpoint, we'll see difference with Florida Gulf Coast and athleticism that will be a little different. But we did some really positive things. I'm not trying to downplay that, but I didn't like our second half. It wasn't to our standard.
Without Halo, Brandon, I mean, that's kind of bumped Blake up on the pecking order a little bit. I mean, he played 14 minutes early off the bench. What's this opportunity maybe meant for his early development?
Yeah, I think a lot. One, he's earned it. Blake's a winner. He wins. His team wins a lot in practice, no matter what side I have him on. He does a lot of little things. He's a scary athlete in terms of his athleticism, vertically and speed. I think he's still learning the intricacies of the college game and how to utilize all of that. But he's a great competitor. He knows his role. He doesn't try to do too much, and he's maximizing his opportunity, and I'm not afraid to put him in a game because I know he's going to compete at a really high level. He's going to play really hard, and he's going to do what he's asked.
When Andre ultimately is available, just as a coach, how will you approach kind of integrating him in, and do you expect there to be kind of a period of time where he's still feeling his way into how he fits?
Yeah, he hasn't done anything in 8 weeks. So I think there's definitely going to be a feeling out period for everybody involved and for him. And, in some of the moments he's been in practice, he's been very good. He's very smart. So he's picked up, what we're doing. And now it becomes just about timing. And I worry more about the defensive side. Communication is a big part. It sounds like a little thing, but when you don't hear somebody's voice on a day-to-day in practice when they're making calls and they're handling things, it's a little foreign, and we haven't heard his voice a lot, so we're still getting used to that. But there'll be an adjustment period. There's no doubt.
Coach, you said in the second half the other day that you just started polling guys if they didn't crash the boards the way you liked it. Was that kind of the luxury of doing that because of what the lead was, or is that something we could see continue?
Both. It's playing to a standard. It's the Mike Tomlin quote. The standard is the standard. It's what we're trying to do, and making guys do it, and continuing to understand that if you don't do it, there's consequences, and that it's your rear end finds the bench, and especially when we got guys that are very, very capable of doing that. It's no coincidence that Jake Davis is in the starting lineup. He's got the highest rate of going to the offensive glass of anybody on our team, and that's through all the practices. And so we emphasize it, and to me, it's a foundational piece, and we've got to continue to do that. But I got very frustrated with Tommy. I got very frustrated with David in the second half. If David would have gone to the glass, he could have had 20, and not just feeling complacent because you have a few. We've got to have much more from Tommy on the glass than what he gave us. And, he was a guy last year that could have, was close consistently to a double-digit rebound, and his effort the other night was not up to his standard or ours. So, yeah, come sit on the bench. We'll find somebody that, Jason Jacks just gets 9 in 11 minutes. He does what he's supposed to do. So we'll reward that.
No, it might be hard to fully gauge up to this point, but where do you feel like your team is at defensively compared to where you hoped you'd be at this point?
I don't know. That's a question I don't know. I think the next few weeks we'll find out a lot. I think we'll find out a lot more Friday. Gulf Coast runs good stuff. They're going to run some actions. They're going to execute. They're going to have a plan. The other night, it was a lot of isolation ball screens. I thought we did a nice job of guarding the ball. We better do that on Friday night, or Barno, their point guard, will live, in the paint. But it all starts with Kylan on that front and being able to control that. I do think that's one area, if and when we get Dre back, that he'll help us. I think he's got a chance of being an elite defender. Kylan's getting better every day. It's where we miss Brandon as well. But, I think we're making progress and we're getting better. We have a saying, quiet teams lose. We're continuing to work on communication. And that's probably the biggest challenge with our freshmen right now, is just talking and communicating.
Tommy played maybe the shorter stints that you talked about, even though he got 23 minutes. I mean, just where's he at maybe in getting his wind?
Yeah, I mean, you don't just get it back. It's a process. I mean, he missed 16 practices. So you just don't get it back. And I mean, it's just a gradual process. So I don't great conditioning isn't how long you can play. It's how quickly can you recover. And that's the piece that comes from just getting it back. So it's he's a worker, he's tough. But he's got to understand that the expectation is always more than maybe even what he thinks. So,
how have you seen Jake embrace his role on this team and the opportunity that he's gotten?
Phenomenal. Jake's been great. He's an elite shooter. He's one of the better shooters that I've been around. I think when he stays in his role, he's a very, very confident leader. He's got great leadership capabilities and abilities. He's extremely well liked, and I think it's just been fun to see him transform his body, get lean, and then see the confidence that's come with that. And he's I want him to shoot every open shot. I don't want him to turn him down, and because I think it's going in. His release is quick. He's got great form, and with this team, he's a guy that just helps create space. I'm always going to challenge him on the defensive end. He's got to continue to stay alert and be dialed in on that end, but he's made leaps and bounds of changes, and then he does a lot of the little things. He's a great talker. He's a great communicator, and that helps everybody when he's in the game.
Kyle, on Monday, 10, 5 and 5, 2 steals. I mean, what's his value as maybe a guy that just, I don't know, holds it all together for this team?
Yeah, I don't remember the kid's name. Ruffin was a McDonald's All-American. I mean, a McDonald's All-American. I mean, he's their guy. He's had some big games. He's the conference player of the year, and life was very challenging for him. And he takes that on every single game. And whatever his role is, I mean, he embraces like the start that David had, making sure he gets the ball. Then he was finding Jake. And making sure and talking, making sure guys were alert to where Jake was. Then it was, finding Ben. And, I mean, he's just got a really good understanding. He didn't force anything. I still want him to rebound. He's such a powerful and explosive athlete. I would like to see his rebounds get to 6, 7, 8 a game, especially on the defensive side, because then we can play really fast. But he does everything that you need him to do, and that translates through everybody. Is what it all starts with him guarding it, and it starts with him with the ball in his hand.
Back to Jake real quick. I know you're not on social media, but have you seen, I don't know, from student section and stuff have you seen him kind of become a fan favorite, and why do you think what characteristics of his do you think fans have become attracted to?
I don't know, probably his dandruff. I mean, his head and I don't know, his hair, I would guess. Yeah, he's a likable guy. He's got long hair. Not many people have that. I'm sorry, I'm out of it when it comes to social media, but he's a likable guy. He's got big personality. He smiles a lot. He plays the game with an unbelievable amount of swagger. You know, down low, probably our best trash talker as well. But I would think probably that the hair has a little bit to do with his look, his likeness, whatever you call it. Thanks.